Good morning. Welcome to our Talks with Anthony Taylor. We have a separate conversation. For those who are new to the channel, we make mental health conversation content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being, right? But in today's conversation, we'll be talking about one thing that I can do differently this week is, you know what I mean? And only you know that, you dig? But I really want to take consideration because many of us focus on change. However, we feel that it's overwhelming because we try to fix everything all at once, right? So sustainable growth usually begins with something much smaller. Like I said, we got to be able to realize that most of our problems we have the answers to, right? We know what's up, we know what we could do, but at the same time too, we make it overwhelming, you know what I mean? And then we don't do it, you dig? So I want us to understand that we could do things, but make it more manageable for yourself, make it more easy for yourself, and then you can start working towards that growth, working towards that goal, and things are going to start coming your way. And you know what I mean? Like, but we got to also too take in consideration that we got to put the work in. How we going to get what we want, but we going to put the work in, you know what I mean? So we got to salute to the people that are doing what we want, you feel me, what they want to accomplish, right? We got to understand that they put the work in, right? They had to develop the personality, the connections, right? The interpersonal skills, right? But at the same time too, these are all skills. These are all something that we can get to, but we gotta put the work in. But let's develop some understanding. So you know what I mean? Like, you ain't the only one. You feel me? So it's easy to recognize what isn't working that we want when we want to change, right? Because we're always we beat ourselves up, right? Sometimes that's just what we do, right? But like I said, when it comes to people creating their goals, it's unrealistic goals that they set for themselves because they have also too high expectations, right? So it becomes discouraging for you to be able to maintain these goals or show up for yourself when things are just like, it's just too extraordinary, right? So like I said, make things manageable for yourself and break them down in small, tangible goals so that, you know, feel me, you're able to repeat them and you're able to develop this consistency, and before you know it, you already got it, you dig? So repeating patterns can feel frustrating, but like I said, when it's genuinely something that you're trying to change in regards to being different, or you have this intentionality behind it, you feel me, you're going to improve, you're going to change, you feel me? But you have to be able to show up for yourself, right? So it's not about just talking about the game, talking about the plan, talking about the goal, right? It's about actively showing up for yourself, right? So have accountability, really show up for yourself, write these things down, and then really, you know, take action and make it happen, right? But in regards to psychoeducation, why it's smaller, just really do matter, right? So I want to understand, like I said, we make it more manageable for ourselves. Like I said, our behavior, it helps it out, right? So behavior change often is sustainable when goals are specific, realistic, and also at the same time repeatable, right? So, you know what I mean? It's easy, you feel me? Small changes can create the opportunity to build that confidence through the experience. Consistency matters, like I said, when it comes to making one dramatic change that we're trying to, you know, overcome by making it more manageable for ourselves, right? So, like I said, stop setting the expectation too high, make it manageable for yourself, and like I said, you're gonna have more of a concrete focus, and before you know it, you're doing it, you feel me? And if you practice it today, you practice it tomorrow, you feel me? You got the rhythm, bam, you got it, you know what I mean? So look at the small things that you're doing every single day, look at the time that you're waking up, look at the discipline, right? Some people are waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., depending on your schedule. Some of us got school, but the time and the things that we do today make a difference. And like I said, that's where the residual income comes in, right? Those out there that in the business school, those out there that, you know, like I said, that have the outcome that you want to desire, etc. Look at their work ethic, study these people. You feel me? You can look up these things. You've got AI support. You feel me? Like, really understand, like, everything that we do, we got to put the work, in, right? So moving forward in regards to practical change, in regards to change of one pattern, right? Identify that one behavior, that thought pattern. How are you talking to yourself? Are you making it more manageable for yourself? Are you saying you can't do this? Like, where is these things coming from, right? Like I said, I really want people to take consideration how powerful that journaling is when you write these things down, because you get more self-awareness. You get your thoughts out, you get your angers out, you get your frustrations out, you get the blessings out, the gratitude, the things that's just going on that's good, that's positive, you feel me? So I really want you to understand that writing these things down could really be beneficial for you, but writing these things down could also give you the answers that you need to understand what's going on with your pattern. You feel me? What habit, what approach do I got to change differently? How do I got to improve? You know what I mean? And it all derives by the effort that you put in regards to that journey, right? So choose something that you can control. We can't control other people. We can't control the dynamic of everything that we're living in. Specifically, if we don't got all the money, the resources yet, let's be real to ourselves, right? Let's be more compassionate to ourselves. Let's understand too, we can also find a way out of this with what? A positive mindset, the right supports. You know what I mean? Talking to somebody, the right coping skills, healthy things, right? We don't got to compromise ourselves. We don't got to steal. We don't got to crash out. You know what I mean? There's different ways how to work through things. You know what I mean? You feel me? But let's focus on what things that we can control, and that's what? Ourselves, right? So in regards to, like I said, making a change, find something that's specific, find something that's actually something that you're able to, you can actually make it happen, right? And recognize that, like I said, it can be what? It can be done. Anything is possible. What? You got a positive mindset. You feel me? So like I said, you don't got to change everything. You don't got to change your dig. Like I said, everything, because like I said, we have a tendency of focusing on the big picture, right? We don't got to focus on everything today. You feel me? Focus on something that's small and manageable that you can be able to make the difference. You know what I mean? Some examples I also want to be able to provide in regards to this video is, you know what I mean? I need to stop stressing. Like I said, we got a solution. Find 5 minutes, be able to pause, you know what I mean? Do the deep breathing, take a walk around the block, you get some air in the system, you know what I mean? Like find times you're able to get that mindfulness, right? I need to be more healthier. For those out there, just like they look at the situation, you left the doctor's office, etc. You feel you're beating yourself up, right? Like I said, take a 15-minute walk. Bam, you did something today, right? You ate a little meal, right? That's more healthier. I mean, you're trying, you're doing something, right? So like, give yourself that more compassion. You're doing things to improve your health, right? Everything good is not going to happen in the snap of a finger, right? Good things take what? It takes time. So like I said, understand this stuff, cultivate a positive mindset. This plays into your mental health as well. When you're being more compassionate to yourself, look into these things, and it plays into your brain. So you're helping your system, helping your body out. But it's how we talk to ourselves, how we treat ourselves, and the things that we put into ourselves, right? And how we, you know what I mean? Our capacity, like understand it as well, right? I need to set more better boundaries, right? And people keep playing with me. I keep letting people manipulate me. Why? And you're beating yourself up, right? So, like I said, we have got to be able to, like I said, express our capacity, recognize ourselves, get more, you feel me? Intuitive with that stuff, right? And, you know what I mean? Things will improve over time, right? I need to stop overthinking. I'm burning myself out. What's going on, right? Like I said, writing things down. Have a consideration, like I said, what's going on, noticing what's repeated, right? Getting more intuitive with ourselves, more self-aware, right? So like I said, there's always a solution for our problems. We know what we can do to help us, but like I said, being kind to ourselves, these answers will come, right? Getting away from the distractions, you know what I mean? Micro action in regards to choosing one thing that you can do, like I said, make it more specific, right? What is the pattern that's happening for me that's not working for me, right? Like I said, find that time to think about these things. Get connected with nature, you did. What is one thing that I can control? I cannot control everything around me. I can't control people. I will control what? Myself, you know what I mean? What is one thing different that I can do in regards to a different response that I can practice this week? What can I implement, right? Write these things down. Instead of you feel me? I will practice, Really get real with yourself, you know what I mean? And you got to also take action. It's not about just talking about these things, but just writing these things down. You got to actively take action. Ain't nothing good going to come your way. You ain't going to get the outcomes, you feel me? Or whatever you desire. If you ain't you ain't taking action. You got to put the work in, y'all. You feel me? You got to show up for yourself. You feel me? You got to get away from the distraction. Get away from the people that's talking down upon you. People out here that don't even believe in you. You feel me? You ain't going to amount to nothing. You feel me? But you got to realize within yourself that you are something. You have some potential. You have, for me, purpose. You feel me? You have a role to play. You have something to do. You have something to offer. You feel me? You have great gifts inside you. You have great skills. You feel me? But if you keep focusing on other people around you, you're seeking validation from people around you, you're going to be living in the sauce, lost in the sauce. You feel me? Like, you're not going to really feel the energy, the motivation, the inspiration to really do stuff because, like I said, your mind's on a different frequency. You're worried about everything else besides who? Yourself. You feel me? So self-compassion, self-love, you feel me? Self-esteem, confidence is going to give you the energy and the abilities to do what you got to do when you're kind to yourself and you find the time to develop that relationship with yourself, you know what I mean? So once again, like I said, progress is not about, you feel me, always just being obvious. It's not going to always just come to you. But like I said, through this video, through self-growth, right, working on yourself, right, the answers will come to yourself. And something that you can do is only control who? Yourself. You know what I mean? Worry about yourself, worry about what you can control, do the best that you can do, allow yourself to recognize that I'm doing the best I can, I put the effort in, I tried, you feel me? And you feel me, things will come with that compassionate mindset. If you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share it possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.